everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to talk about some Thoth books, and the first one is the Thoth Companion by Osiris Snuffin, and this is one of the easiest Thoth books that has been written. So this is quite a good one for people who are beginning to look at the Thoth Tarot. It's got quite a few very useful charts in here, which is very good and useful. And it has one page for each card, and it's written in a simpler way that is more basic when you are looking at each of the cards of the Thoth Tarot for the first time. So there's a black and white picture for each of the cards and an explanation of the cards for each one, and as I was saying, the charts are quite handy as well. So I recommend this one for an absolute beginner, and this is published by Llewellyn and quite easy to get. So the Thoth Companion by Osiris Snuffin. The second one is not as well known. It's not very well known, and there are a lot of Thoth purists out there who would not be so happy with me recommending this book, but I like the book. I have always liked the book, and it is the first Thoth book that I owned, and it is the Thoth Handbook, the Tarot Handbook. It happens to be completely based on the Thoth Tarot, but it is called the Tarot Handbook by Angeles Arrien. And this is a great book, and it is still available, and there is one or two pages on each of the cards. I think there's about 3 pages on each of the major arcana cards. The reason why this one is not so popular with Thoth purists is because Angeles Arrien approaches this from a symbolism approach, and a lot of Thoth purists don't like that symbolic and almost psychological approach with the Thoth Tarot. But I found this book so useful as my first book for the Thoth Tarot. There is numerology in here as well, and lots of information on each card. And Angeles Arrien approached the Thoth Tarot in quite an original way. She was actually the teacher of James Wanless, and his first tarot studies were with the Thoth Tarot, and he learned that with Angeles Arrien. But this is such a really good, useful book, and the pictures for each card are quite large, and I also like the numerology that's in here too. There's also some astrology as well. So it's just an altogether useful book. So I want to recommend this one as well, and even though it does not have Qabalah in here, that's another reason why Thoth purists don't like this book either. But for a lot of people who don't want to look at Qabalah just yet and are learning the Thoth Tarot, this is a great place to start. So the Tarot Handbook by Angeles Arrien, and still available, as I was saying. And the next one is still available too. This one is a bit more advanced of the three books, the Thoth Tarot, Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot by Milo DuQuette. This is quite well known. This is a book that a lot of people have and like who are not ready to venture into the Book of Thoth, who actually find that too overwhelming, and they may want to read this one first. It has a lot of information, quite detailed information in here. So I'm mentioning this book because it is good for people who are further along in their Thoth Tarot studies. And the other reason why I'm mentioning this book as well is because it is becoming available in a revised edition. And I want to mention this because the revision to the book is quite slight, and it may not be worth getting for someone who already has this book. I won't be getting the updated version because I'll tell you in a moment that why, and the fact that it only involves about 5 or 6 extra pages about an extra symbol that is sometimes in the deck. And to me, it's not worth buying a revised edition. This is published by Weiser. I wanted to mention that because of the revised edition, but it is worth getting for people who want something more intermediate to work with and to read. So that is Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot by Milo DuQuette. And the extra pages that are in here are regarding this symbol, which is sometimes an extra card in the Thoth Tarot, and it is the symbol of the unicursal hexagram, which is a symbol that Crowley often worked with. And there's 5 or 6 pages in the revised edition solely on the meaning of the unicursal hexagram. So for people who think that's important, well, they might want to get that revised edition, but I think a lot of other people, if they already have the edition that's already available, they may not bother about that. But that is what the discussion is about in the revised edition, 5 or 6 pages about the unicursal hexagram. So they are the books that I'm recommending for the Thoth Tarot, and I'll put all of the details below the video as I usually do. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.